It was fantasy, but I mean, that's pretty much the reason why I skipped out on Elden Ring because I feel like I've been playing fantasy games for like 20 years, right? So I'm like, I don't want to play fantasy games anymore. So, but I decided to go ahead and give this one a shot, and I am so glad I did. This has been such a wonderful experience. Now, one thing that I will say about this game that for a while at least, people might make make it a topic of discussion. This game introduces a transsexual character, Sirona Ryan, and I'm going to be honest with you. Sirona, I'm pretty sure that's her name, is historically accurate. I don't think Avalanche Games intended on her being um, historically accurate, but she is indeed historically accurate. Uh, the idea is that the supernatural arts are a feminine art. Okay, you have masculine arts and you have feminine arts. Okay, supernatural arts would have been feminine. Uh, Men who engaged in the supernatural arts would have often been more feminine. They just weren't naturally inclined to the masculine arts. Um, and you would see these men oftentimes, at the very least, symbolically changing their sex from male to female during rituals. This is where you get the iconic image of the shaman or the druid who wears a decorative robe. These men would often paint their faces or cover their faces with masks. They would do this to hide their true sexuality from the spirits they'd be working with. Why? We don't know, but it seems like when you're working in the supernatural arts and you're communing with spirits, more times than not, those spirits will be female. So the rule of thumb is that the female spirits will engage more often with a female than they will with a male, which is where the symbolic change from male to female comes into play. And this is not exclusive to men. Okay, women who wanted to engage in the masculine arts, such as warfare or pirating, oftentimes would put on masculine clothes, and especially in the northern sagas, they would sometimes be given a masculine name when they were out pirating or out uh, engaging in warfare. So that's something else entirely, but it does show that this idea of transforming, well, symbolically changing from one sex to another was quite common in the ancient world. For men, it usually involved the supernatural arts. For women, it usually involved the masculine arts. Um, so yeah, Sirona is actually, I find it funny that this world, which is mostly based on fantasy and from the imagination of Miss J.K. Rowling's, um, basically her world come to life for the first time ever, as far as I'm concerned. Um, it's funny to see historically, um, the supernatural arts in terms of like from a historical perspective, to see parts of that seeping into her fantasy world. You know, I think is actually kind of cool. Again, I'm pretty sure Avalanche didn't intend for that to happen. Like they just introduced a character. Um, you could debate why they did it, right? I would say it has other, I mean, they have a reason, and I wouldn't say it's like, because they wanted to be historically accurate. I mean, if you wanted to be historically accurate, most of the boys in this story would be more feminine than anything. Um, because again, the supernatural arts was a feminine art, right? Um, so yeah, Miss Sirona Ryan is actually right at home with a game about wizards and witches. And that's all I got. So you all have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening, and I will catch you on the flip side.